If reality is flowing in reverse, you must fix these two things. If you are currently feeling anxious that the results you desire are not materializing, you've clicked on the right video. Through my personal experience, hundreds of consultations, and countless case studies, I've identified two almost certain signs that manifestation is failing. Please check if they apply to you. In this video, I will also share how to overcome these problems, so please stay with me until the end. Let's start. Many people studying manifestation fall into one trap first: obsession with manifestation. They focus heavily on questions like, how should I visualize? What affirmation should I say daily? Or, at what time and for how long will it be most effective? And miss the most crucial essence. The core point I have repeatedly emphasized in my videos is this: more important than what you want is whether your mind is currently relaxed or contracted. If you want money but your mind is anxious and restless, the money moves further away. Conversely, if you work every day with a light heart and joy, money will naturally flow in. Manifestation is simply a reflection of your state of mind. It is not the product of mechanical techniques. This is why many people succeed even without knowing the law of attraction. They simply did what they truly loved and could do consistently with passion and joy. However, many people intentionally focus only on the technique. They spend their energy only on, what technique should I use to make this a reality? While clearly knowing your goal is important, no matter how many techniques you learn and practice according to a manual, if your mind is impatient and rigid at that moment, you will end up experiencing a reality exactly opposite to your expectations. It's easy to understand using dating as an example. Even if you listen to many dating lectures and know dozens of techniques to captivate someone, the heavy pressure to successfully apply those techniques often makes you appear awkward and artificial in real life. In contrast, people who are genuinely good at dating barely know such techniques. They sincerely open their hearts to the other person, want to get to know them, and enjoy spending time understanding each other through conversation. A healthy relationship is built naturally through that organic process. What is important is not the technique, but an open heart. Manifestation is the same. Instead of an obsession with having to obtain an object, you need a mental opening toward that object. Instead of being impatient just looking at the result, you must be able to enjoy the process itself. Just as you enjoy meeting and getting to know someone, if the process of moving toward the reality you want is enjoyable, the result will come naturally. The same applies in everyday life. Someone who enjoys exercising daily will eventually have a strong body. Someone who enjoys reading daily will become intellectual and profound over time. Someone who enjoys cooking daily will gain excellent cooking skills without needing special lessons. They don't study things like how to get a great body, manifestation techniques, or how to be an intellectual. Results naturally follow because they do it out of joy and with an open heart. Therefore, if you are now seriously focused only on manifestation techniques, it may be a sign that you are not enjoying the current process and are only obsessed with the result. If you only desire the result, it can be evidence that you have a contracted mind, disliking and resisting any state that is not that result. You will end up living with a contracted mind daily. In such a state, your heart cannot open, and a contracted mind always attracts results contrary to your intention. So, remember this: if the process is not enjoyable, re-examine the goal itself. Alternatively, change your approach to the goal. When your mind is light and joyfully open, manifestation happens naturally without effort. I often receive messages like this: I absolutely must get married this year. How can I manifest it? I must pass the interview tomorrow. How can I manifest it? I have to succeed in business within a year. What should I do? Unfortunately, people who make such desperate inquiries are very likely to fail at manifestation. This is because the premise of their mindset is a condition that I must achieve a specific result within a set period or my life will collapse. When this mindset is present, our inner being enters a strongly contracted state. A contracted mind means anxiety, restlessness, and obsession, and in this state, reality unfolds in the opposite direction of your intention. We all become most anxious when time is short. We become sensitive and impatient when we perceive the potential loss is great. Therefore, in the face of crucial life issues like exams, job applications, marriage, or business, the mind contracts almost instinctively. But this point is the greatest barrier to manifestation. The only method you can use in this situation is to allow for mental leeway. To do this, you must allow yourself temporal and value-based space. Drop the compulsion that I must get married this year, or if I don't pass this interview, my life is over. Instead, acknowledge yourself by saying, it's okay if it's not this year. It's okay if it's next year or even the year after. This is the first step to relaxing your mind. Of course, changing lifelong values in just a few days is never easy, but it is the only way to make manifestation possible. Most people resist until the end, saying, no, it must happen now. It must be achieved at this time. However, paradoxically, the more you resist, the more strongly reality moves in the opposite direction, and eventually, you face the worst-case scenario you feared most. But there is an important meaning here. The world does not give us such situations to torment us, but to give us opposite experiences to force us to let go of our obsession. The world is forcefully bringing us to our knees and telling us, don't be a slave to this goal any longer. Let it go. Experiencing failure for the first time naturally brings immense pain. Emotions like betrayal, anger, fear, and despair wash over you. But after time passes, you surprisingly realize that that period was much calmer than before. It's as if a blocked blood circulation is opened by forcing a small cut. The resistance that suffocated your mind bursts out and naturally relaxes. Failure, setbacks, breakups, rejection, loss, these things feel devastating at first, but after experiencing them repeatedly, your mind is no longer greatly shaken. Even when doing the same work, you gain mental space and approach it more calmly. Then, and only then, do results naturally start to follow. While the best thing is to start with a sense of ease from the beginning, if you are in a situation with great resistance and obsession, standing on the brink of failure, allow yourself leeway now. Do not fear or resist the approach of failure. Instead, experiencing failure quickly is a much faster path to gaining mental space. It is the most certain way to reach calmness quickly and ultimately achieve the desired result. Ultimately, the secret to enabling manifestation is letting go of the compulsion that it must be achieved within a deadline. The moment you give up that obsession, your heart opens, and the world naturally brings the most suitable result for your life. Imagine a person who just started exercising. He is impatient with the compulsion that he must win a competition this year. On the other hand, another person has consistently enjoyed the exercise itself for 10 years, regardless of winning any awards. Who will have the better body? Naturally, the latter. The former only focused on the result, causing anxiety and impatience to constantly grow. In such an anxious state, even a single failure can cause their entire life to crumble. The compulsion to achieve something this year steals joy and ultimately weakens the strength to endure. But the latter is different. He enjoyed exercising every day regardless of winning. Because he didn't obsess over the result and loved the process itself, he was not impatient, and this allowed him to continue for a long time. Over time, skill and experience naturally accumulated, and he eventually had a better body than anyone. In any field, there might be people who briefly shine due to luck. There are cases of achieving results quickly and getting the spotlight, but very few maintain a top position for a long time. Short-term brilliance cannot defeat consistency. The true winner is not a star that flashes by like lightning, but the person who moves slowly but consistently and travels the farthest. And what is needed to go far and for a long time is not passion, stamina, or willpower. It is a light heart. The heavier your heart and the more you obsess over results, the more the burden increases, making even a single step difficult. But if your heart is light, you can keep walking without getting exhausted. You won't be greatly shaken by small failures or setbacks and can simply enjoy each step forward. Ultimately, the true winner in life is not the person who arrives the fastest, but the one who walks the longest and travels the farthest. So, let go of your impatient goals and anxious heart. If you enjoy the process day by day and move forward consistently with a light heart, you will achieve the fastest and greatest results of anyone.